Welcome to episode 14 of that VLS Podcast. With me, Stephen, tasty DP. With me, Stephen, you got Lee.
Hello.
Oh, we got Darren.
Hello.
And we got Josh.
Hello.
Hello. How is everyone doing, boys?
Good.
Yeah, not bad. Wait,
Not too
by the
bad.
way, before we start, Steve, you need to tell Beast to accept the contract.
Beast! Accept the contract. That'll be done.
Everything changes.
Why have you just got weird already? Why?
Boris Johnson.
Not Boris.
But everyone's had a good week?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
good. Job a week.
Look
Run
at
back.
Josh, mate. Look.
Oh no, look. As the most unreal week has the audacity to message me like, oh, you're having the most unreal week. Look at him.
I mean, I said that before my week.
Yeah, which you
became
do
unreal.
all the time, mate.
You do it all the time.
Look, when you've got Mo Salah.
Oh,
and
I'm
Matip,
sure, yeah,
what do
it's
you
that.
expect?
Oh, and Matip. Mate, you have two Liverpool players, yeah? I've got three. Those two got you 28 points.
It's
And my
ridiculous.
three got me 9
Ridiculous.
points.
Okay, would you rather my two or your three?
Darren's
Thank
free.
you. Fuck off.
My three, mate.
Fuck off.
I don't know,
I
Darren's
don't
free. Are.
fucking want Matip, mate.
Salah, mate.
Who's been
Mate,
Darren's free?
You could have 10
Jota,
Liverpool
Firmino,
players.
Robbo.
Firmino's dead. Jota rotation.
Anyway, we'll go on to draft a little bit later. Let's have a look at the latest news in bits. There's not a great deal. I don't want to go too far out of the realm of football, which is what we look at, boys. I know there's some certain things that have happened in other sports, but the only thing I really want to cover off, this is the first week where home supporters have been allowed in,
Yeah.
which has been good. 2,000 supporters. I don't know if anyone saw Klopp's interview for it. He spoke about when they kind of walked out to, obviously, going in for the game. And they were asking him, how did you think it felt with the fans being there? Yes, only 2,000 people, but, how was it for you? He was saying it was really, really emotional. He said in terms of the difference that it made for the game, like, obviously, it's better to have those 2,000 not to have them. But when he walked out and for the first time hearing, you'll never walk alone or whatever, even by those 2,000 people that were just unbelievable, he said, like, it was just really, really emotional. But
Do you know what's weird for me? Like, I actually think having 2,000 fans there is almost better than having a full stadium.
Like when I watched the Tottenham Arsenal game, you could physically hear the abuse.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I'm
Yeah.
getting.
You can
literally hear them.
Individual digs so much deeper. There's no other background noise.
But that
And
Was
the
it was it the abuse from Spurs fans to Spurs team? Just fucking attack.
They're like now and again the commentary did have to say we apologise for any language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's like the good side of that, but you also do get obviously the very bad side of it. If you look at the likes of Millwall, they had their fans in, played their game, they done the old fucking drop the knee, obviously in relation to Black Lives Matters, etc. And their fans started booing them.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Millwall's fans started booing them for dropping the knee. And
Basically,
it's just
Luke. Yeah, it's just all Luke Curtis, mate. Scumbag. Millwall fan. If you're listening, Luke, that's for you.
Just come back. Mill
That's
fan.
it. Any other news, boys, from anyone else?
The thing I will say, like, they should never boo like them like going down on one knee and stuff. But like, I can see what they were talking about on Talksport. Like, it has definitely lost its like powerful message. Like, are they just going to do this forever now? I don't. It's just every week, isn't it?
It just seems like a
Every game.
I know what you're saying. It just seems like a routine rather than doing it for a purpose.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Yeah, we won't massively go into it because it's I suppose a path that we probably don't want to keep discussing or going down and you know, whatever's that. But it's not really anything that's having going to have any massive impact in my opinion. Like, people will still do what they kind of do, but
Do it with score or something. Isn't it?
What was that?
Change it up a bit. Like, if you score, do it as your team celebration or something like that.
Well, that's the thing. At the beginning of the game, there was another team that all just like stood like around the semicircle together, like in arms.
yeah.
And that was their way of doing it, like all standing together, sort of thing. That's
Yeah.
that's how they said it.
I remember the first time they did it, and it was powerful, and like it just sent a message around the whole of like the world, really. Like, look at these football players doing it. But then, like, it's just it's every game, every week now. Like, yeah, just I don't know. I don't mind it. I just thought it's like.
I don't think it was better when they were kicking off. You had all of them drop the knee, and then there was like I don't know what the player was.
Eric Bay. It was Bay.
But he was just like standing there, like fist up in the air, like instead of like dropping the knee. I was just like, yeah, fairs.
I mean, I think that's like, it's something different though.
Yeah, literally, that's like him showing his way of respect to the. You know what I mean, but
The Bay one was jokes. The whistle blew. Everyone dropped to their knee, and he just sprinted off. And then he realised and ran back and was like,
I remember that.
Steve, I don't know if you can see this.
virtual programming has declined. Lovely. Lovely. Why?
By the way, I think Sharky's just left the team.
Yeah, he has.
Really?
Yeah.
He said he declined by accident.
Anyway,
kids, mate.
let's keep
Reliable.
Let's have a look at the weekend roundup, boys. We'll have a look at that quickly. I can share my screen with you all. Go just send it again now. We'll just cover off some of the main talking points of this, and then we'll move on from there. I suppose first thing, obviously, it's not on here now, but you had the Newcastle game, which was obviously postponed due to obviously Newcastle players, a lot of them coming in contact in terms of COVID, stuff like that. Which is the first game for it to happen at this sort of stage now, and is a little bit like worrying of what could happen moving forwards. But obviously the safety of the players and stuff at hand.
I'm surprised at it, to be fair.
Like, they've not done that yet, considering other teams have had players being out and situations like that. Like, but
but it been like
it was so many players when it was a bit.
Like, when I saw this, I just had images of like 5 games getting cancelled this weekend.
Yeah, I felt the same.
But I think if they just did what they did, like, to be fair, they just nip it in the bud, done, then they get their 10 days or whatever it is, and they can all play next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one game. They'll just fit it in.
Of course, yeah.
Or something, wouldn't they?
But I'm very happy they played this week.
Any other talking points that people have noticed through these fixtures?
First one, I would say Man United.
Yep.
Again, playing shit and grinding out results. Just mad. Like, every game we slag them off and they win.
It's true.
Seems like
Just,
they are having
the thing is with
games of
United
two
is
halves, isn't
we can't keep doing this though. We can't just keep having to go a goal or 2 down to come back, because it will just bite us in the arse.
Yeah.
Like,
if they try and do that against City, like
It's never happened.
GL, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It did, to be fair, against PSG, didn't it? Went down a goal early, scraped one back, and then they just scored again. It's just like,
Yeah, but the thing is though, we were the better team again though. Against PSG, we were the much better side.
yeah.
It's just all about Bruno, isn't it?
You literally
mate,
has to play.
He just has to play. I think he's shown that. Like, obviously, I know we've seen in a little few reports and stuff today about Pogba being done now and whatever, but when they played whoever those three in the middle without Bruno, oh my god, like they couldn't even string a pass together. It was
That's the
poor.
thing. Like, as a United fan, you're not really bothered if it comes
I'm
out
really
that
not.
Pogba's leaving. Like, you're not, are you?
No.
But if it came out saying, "Oh, Bruno wants to leave," you'd be like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. The fact that we got Bruno who will do all of that Pogba has shown that he actually probably can't really do, not to that level. And then in terms of like the physical presence aspects, you know what I mean? Like we've got Fred McTominay. Yes, they're not as physical as Pogba, but they get themselves about. Like they do what they need to do.
Mate, Spurs have shown that you don't need these world beaters.
Yeah,
Like get a Højbjerg and a Sissoko, mate, and tell them to just fucking be dogs. They'll do a job. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to spend £90 million on a fucking.
No discrimination to dogs. We love dogs.
We love dogs.
Yeah, we love dogs. We love all animals.
We love all animals.
On the Pogba news though, his agent is a scumbag.
Oh,
like he is.
Of course.
He is
All
the
agents
worst.
are, though. All agents are, but yeah, he's fucking.
Like I can't stand him.
He's just there for the money. He don't give a fuck about the players.
Keeping with United, their first goal, obviously it's been mentioned. I mean, we've had, I suppose, not really separate thoughts. I think we've all thought that, yeah, the ball went out, but you can't really, like, there's nothing to prove it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got, in the goal line technology, whatever, like, the linos really should be his job to look at that and go, yeah, it's gone past me and over the line, but it's a weird situation.
Do you think that's got something to do with the lino being told to not flag until later or something, or not flag?
No, just where he's running, and when he looks, maybe like he doesn't know where the line is because he's looking over his shoulder. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he's running along the line. He should know where it is.
Yeah, but it's not like where, say, you're standing head on like this, facing the ball, and the line is there. You can visibly see it's curving out. He's running that way, looking backwards over his shoulder. Like it probably is quite hard to judge, especially if it's that close.
I think it's moved very quickly, like a quick ball.
I don't even think he didn't even look from what I saw.
I think linos have had so much kind of changing for them, like that. There's certain things, like Darren said, there's certain things that are just like not worrying about, but like it's not their priority. Like
they almost have no responsibility now.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
like,
what do they do?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Something else happens. Like, imagine they get goal line technology and put it on all of the fucking lines, so they know if it's a corner, throw in, whatever, or the ball's gone out. Linos are irrelevant, really, isn't they?
Seems it. You know, even, like you said, even stuff that's gone offside, they're now just waiting until they've played out or either scored or whatever, and then all right, they flag afterwards, but you still don't need that person there because they could have still checked it. If they don't score, do you know what I mean? The defending team just plays as it is because they've got the ball. If they do score, then all right, we review it and offside, yes or no, and do you know what I mean? They carry on anyway. So
it'll definitely be something they look at in the future, but they can't take away from the goal itself from Pogba.
How sick was that finish, man? Even like Rob Green turned around and said to get that much power from a side foot from that far out is just mad.
Wasn't it first touch as well? Wasn't he? Didn't he take a touch? That's nuts. That is nuts to do.
Ridiculous.
That is nuts.
Bruno again, to show the composure, he's like down at the byline. Cruyff turns inside, running along the box, and then he just picks a pass, just a little perfectly weighted pass.
He could have seen. I think it might have been Rashford or someone like far left of the post. He could have tried that hard, like risky ball, but he didn't. He just took the easy option.
But then he remembered Darren's got Rashford.
Yeah,
pass it to Pogba.
Chances created, and that he was like, "No, fuck that guy."
In terms of other noticeable points, we will move on sort of to the games that all featured sort of yesterday, really. Just key highlights, you got obviously Man City dominant win. Well, you know, comfortable win. You knew they were going to get that. You'd expect maybe a few more goals. Chelsea, same aspect. You'd consider them winning that game. Palace game actually looked a bit tighter until the red card, but after that they just kind of ran away with it, it seems. And also Leicester getting a win where you'd expect there. Now, I know we all watched it, but Spurs game, boys, what do we think?
Again, I think it's sort of the same as the United situation, apart from Spurs are getting results. Like, it's just boring to watch. They're playing, in my opinion, not great, but it's working for them. They just sit back, counter-attack, goals.
I watched Mourinho's interview after this, and the way he talks about football, mate, the guy is a genius. Like, he was literally just sat there and he's like, we've played Chelsea, United, Arsenal, and Man City. He was like, he's basically said we have 2 world-class players. All of them have more. And he was like, we needed to like perform a defensive block. He was like, yeah, I get it, it's boring, but when we counter, we make it count. And then he was like, our next few games, he was like, we shouldn't need a defensive block. This is when the fans should be able to enjoy free-flowing football. But he was like, I'm not going to go to a game that I know is going to be basically fucking hard and just play free-flowing football that I know we're just going to get dicked on the counter. So he's like, I'm going to do what I know best, a defensive wall, like a regimented team doing what they're supposed to do, all doing a job. And he was like, and hopefully we'll grind out results. And he was like, we're still at the top of the table.
To be fair, they have just played like 4 very fucking hard games.
And they've got, was it 7 points out of 9 against 3 of the arguably league?
Well, Arsenal.
Mourinho's always been good against like the top 6.
Yeah.
Because he just don't give a shit about playing unattractive football. Like, he just doesn't care.
Well, they did the same thing against Brighton. Do you know what I mean?
I don't remember.
Done the same thing.
But the same thing with West Brom as well.
The thing is, though, you got to look at Son and Kane and be
mate,
like, they are just so they're just so good.
He's so good at Son, mate. I literally that
Kane,
counter.
Kane can literally be a centre back. He actually could 100%,
be 100%. Literally, his awareness, his
not even.
Do you know what I mean? Just clearing the boys with positioning has been quality. But when he picked the ball up on the first goal, quick turn, gets away from the. I can't remember what midfield it was. It might have been Højbjerg or not, or maybe Sissoko, but gets that little bit of space, and he already knows where Son is. And Son, mate, that finish. Like someone mentioned about, I can't remember it was when I was watching it. One of the commentators was like, "Oh, I don't know if the keeper should do better," but no way, man. Like the keeper can't be in a position to.
I did think when I saw Son, first of all, it's bad defending because you can see Holding telling Bellerin to close him down, and Bellerin then doesn't and slips.
Oh, yeah.
But when I saw it, I did think Leno's positioning was a bit sus, but it was a great finish.
Leno's got a bad, isn't he? He's got a bad elbow, and he reaches for it with that arm. It just makes me wonder, is he injured? Like, should you just play your secondary goal? But I don't know. I just like Steven said, it's like you keep backing off him, mate. He's got the ability. He will put it in the top corner.
He does that so often. I think there's like one person I've seen better at that in recent years, and that's like Coutinho or someone like that. He does that like a similar way. Like he just cuts in and just looks, just finds that far corner every time.
Thing is, and it like Son could cut left and put it in top.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, both footed, he can do the same thing, which is nuts.
What do we think about Arteta?
He looks fucking incredible.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Do you know what? Like, I actually think if they go out and play. So this is where like I'm partly like in my head with like this whole trade thing, Josh. That I know we've sort of spoken a little bit about draft, and we're going to.
For the listeners, I own Calvert-Lewin. Stephen has Orbs.
I'm literally so torn. I'm so torn. But the only thing that's kind of keeping me at the moment is that I actually think Arsenal played, especially the second half. They come out with absolute desire to want to get a goal, played really well, and actually got in loads of fucking crosses. Like, yes, Spurs were just as defensive as it kind of came, and in the end, I think even Mourinho took off, attackers at the like 70th minute and put on more defenders and basically just absolutely shut it all off. But do you know what, Arsenal, if they go out at other teams that don't play that way, like they'll get goals. Like, I'm confident they will.
Also, you got to give credit to Lloris in that second half as well. He made 6 saves.
Good, yeah.
Like,
what does it say about Mourinho's plans for Bale though? When instead of bringing on Bale, he brings on Davis and puts Reguilon left wing.
No, you didn't. You
Reguilon-
went
So
to
you put him left
Davis
wing
went as
back.
like a left centre back,
Yeah.
and then
He
Reguilon
ba-
was like a 5-back line basically.
Yeah, they had 5 in the back line at that.
I
in that.
think these
he
next couple
said-
of game weeks they don't have a midweek game. I don't think they've got. I think they might have one more, but then they've got a run of a couple of Premier League games. So Bale's going to get his chance. That's the thing.
I think if I think the game was 0-0 or they're 1-0 down, Bale comes on.
Bale
You know what I mean?
He said in the interview, he's like, we were 2-0 up. We didn't need to throw any caution to the wind. Basically, he was like, we were chilling. He was like, so I'll bring Davies on, drop it to a back five, stop them getting joy down the wings, because he said the same as you. He said they were getting too many crosses and I didn't like it. So he was like, went to a back five, Davies slotted in, the wing backs dropped back, and then he was like, and then we just formed a wall, and he was like, we just see it out.
Well, that's the thing. They made that mistake against West Ham, didn't they? They're 3-0 up. They thought we've won this game. Bring on Bale, give them a run out. No, mate, it's not how this game works.
Nah, mate, Lansley.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they've obviously grinded out the results there. Obviously, you had Liverpool, very, very dominant display winning there. Not to go too much into that. One thing I do want to look at, and it involves Spurs. Trent is back.
Good as well.
In terms of the table, boys, are Spurs, and I know, Darren, you asked this, but I will take the question and ask it to you, boys. Are Spurs title contenders?
Yes.
Of course they are.
I said at the start, mate, they'd come second.
You did.
You did, to be fair.
Oh,
And all of us were like, "You're mad, mate."
They're going to struggle to get top 6, mate. What are you talking
Probably back run now, and then you'll all be like, "You're an idiot."
100%. Look at their defensive record as well. Conceded only 9. Chelsea Chelsea and Man City, the only 2 that were even close.
Yeah.
That's mad.
That is, if you look at United, like 19-4-17 against.
Liverpool 26.
Yeah. Still 17 against, yeah. Obviously, United with their game in hand can jump up above.
17 conceded. Yeah.
But I mean, it's still anyone's at the moment. If you compare it to where we were last season, I mean, Liverpool probably already ran away with it and like 12 points clear or so. I don't even know how many were at this stage, but it's good that it's a lot closer. And I still don't know who can win it this year.
No, it could still literally any of the top 6 could win it. Mad.
I think personally, being realistic, I actually think it is still just between City and Liverpool, really. Obviously, Spurs are there. If they carry on doing what they're doing, then they're obviously in the picture. Chelsea are still looking good as well. Yeah, I suppose it is between any of them. Yeah, not City, not United or Leicester. I can't see them.
From watching games, I honestly think Chelsea have the best chance of just in Liverpool and City, because their attacking game is scary. Like that game, they won 3-1. Yeah, Werner could have had 6.
Yeah.
Like if he just started plotting these games, like they're winning games 5-1, 6-1. Do you know what I mean? Like I just
if he
do you think
form
as well Chelsea have the best rotation for
hands down. They've got
for the later stage of the season when they'll need it as well.
Yeah, they've got the best second and third team in the Premier League.
You think?
Yeah.
I'll say their second team is literally on a par to City's second.
I think City's second team used to be good, but they've lost a lot. They've lost Sane. Like Bernardo doesn't seem to be the player he was. They don't have a secondary left back or right back. Like
no.
I mean, they've got quite a few left backs.
There's 7
I was going to say, they've got about 4 left backs.
Zinchenko.
Their main Zinchenko's not even a left back though. Like he's been put there. Like he's not.
You've got who played right back this week.
He does play well. He does play well
there. Like Cancelo playing there and playing well.
Yeah,
but he's
Cancelo.
Zinchenko's been playing there and playing well, but he's a centre midfielder.
Yeah.
You've got people that can play those positions though.
You've got people that can play there, yeah, but
I still think City's. Do you know what I mean? City's second team has always been.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so do I.
Who would you rather have, City's second centre backs or Chelsea's?
I don't think that's a question.
Who would you rather have right back, Azpilicueta?
Cancelo, 100%.
No, you wouldn't. Like as a
You would
defender,
definitely have Cancelo at the moment. Like maybe 3 years ago,
Cancelo.
you'd think of Cancelo.
At the
Yeah.
right-
I mean, centre backs. I'm
Right.
still debating. Chelsea's
Oh,
aren't
fuck off,
great.
Steve.
Chelsea's aren't great at all.
what Rudiger and Christensen.
Yeah, they're not great.
All right,
Both.
Rudiger and Christensen.
But
who they-
you
who
probably
they
have
up
them over Stones and
Thank you.
Garcia.
The Stones
Ake.
say no more. Say no more. You know what I mean?
Garcia and Ake. I don't know.
Ake, they was brought as a left back.
All right,
No,
so they have another left back then.
Very attacking, isn't he?
It doesn't matter. Either
It
way.
don't.
I-
It don't.
I think he
They are
can't-
definitely the two teams that have got the best.
They've got good depth, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
You
They're
know,
the
Chelsea
only
have done
two
very
really-
well, and it
Oh,
seems to be
ridiculous.
gelling for Chelsea as well. You know,
Yeah.
it really does. I want us to move on to draft. Let's have a look at that and see how this weekend has affected it. Obviously, there are a few games. Well, there's this one game to go, which is playing at the moment. Jay's got a couple of players needed. I think you said Ings was on the bench. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a couple of. I think Brighton will score, so I think Jay will end still, a good week. But
45 if he's
yeah, obviously you've had
Josh-
me and Josh that have had great weeks. Really, I mean, Josh, you're not getting any more than that, are you? You're just sat at 77.
Mine is done.
And I jump up to 62 because I have 4 off the bench.
I've still
So
got the boy to play,
who you
the
got?
lad, the man,
Lamp.
the legend.
Lamptey.
Got that.
Goal, mate.
You got them bench points as well.
Got
7 bench points. But it's getting closer all round. Obviously, I know last week, Darren, you took a bit off of Alex. This week, it's probably
Wait, how
equal.
many does Alex have?
He's got
He's
Adams
got-
coming on.
As well.
Look at that, mate. I don't understand how
Oh,
I'm behind
mate,
this team.
this-
I don't get it.
this
I don't
here.
get it.
This year, Gallagher. Oh
I don't
my
understand
God.
how I'm losing this team.
Gallagher.
Yeah,
Considering he never has 11 players.
I don't
I mean,
Right.
you can be confident in saying Pogba is probably not playing from now on with how things have gone and whatever's come out in the news. I don't know. I don't read everything. I don't believe everything I read to say, but I mean,
I think
he'll
you
play.
basically just confirmed you believe everything.
Yeah,
No.
literally.
Pogba will
He'll
be
still
playing.
He'll play.
yeah, but
I
like,
got-
if you show what happened when Bruno wasn't on, like, how can he play when you need to stop?
Because do you
Bruno?
know how good Pogba was? Like, I know Bruno's getting the
Yeah.
attention because he came on, but Pogba was ridiculous that second half as well.
Second half, yeah, but the first half when there's no one there controlling it, he was a fucking bizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then Bruno came on. They need to still find a way to get Bruno and Pogba together.
I got another injury.
Who's that?
ZH.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, shit, you did.
Potential though, isn't he? He's always in.
Hold on, who's your goalie, mate? What happened here?
I have no idea what he's doing.
I didn't know whether Adrian or Gallagher would play.
Oh,
But
I
you
don't know
picked
why you
West
didn't
Brom.
pick up fucking. Oh, I don't know.
oh mate.
I could have
literally
told
didn't-
you.
You've had a stinker. You've had a
10
stinker.
minutes.
Yeah, I didn't know whether Adrian or Gallagher would play, so I thought I won't take the risk. I'll just pick a keeper that might keep a clean sheet because all the just looked a bit tight.
Johnson. West Brom keeper.
I was like, Johnson, he's
Dead
kept
set to be relegated.
That's
You're in.
it. You are the key. You are the man to keep me a clean sheet.
he's kept like 3 clean sheets in his last 4 games. I was
Palace are good.
Good for
going
not. Yeah, do
forward.
you know what I mean? Zaha, mate,
No.
lad.
look at Palace's last couple of games. How can you say they're good?
You
going
haven't had
forward?
Zaha, mate.
Zaha's been out.
Boom. Starts.
Oh.
Goals.
I mean, it's more because red card. Oh,
That probably was the fact. I'm not gonna
Probably
lie.
was.
It was 1-0 or something. 1-0, and I was like, oh, this game is not gonna get what I want. Got the red card, and I was like, yes, go. Zaha, bang, and then he did assist,
Helped Josh a
bang.
little bit as well, didn't it?
yeah,
Easy game, mate.
Oh my god, you.
He is good though. I like
He's a
him.
good player.
He is good, isn't he? I was thinking I'm going to drop him after one game, and then I was watching him, and I was like, you're making this very difficult. He's quite good.
Jared
Yeah.
Bowen had like 5 goals, mate. He's a fucking idiot.
No, but he's had his game now.
Yeah, that's it. Go back to
Drought's over, mate. He's coming back.
Trout's over.
Mate, the drought isn't over. 5 games.
In terms of table, so you got Jay still sitting at the top of the table. He's 20 ish points of depending on what happens with his players that he's got
He
remaining.
finished
30
about
points.
30 when he.
Yeah. Josh second, me third. You've then got Lee in fourth, Alex fifth, and Darren in sixth. But he is catching, and it's getting interest all around.
Not really. I'm still got the lowest point.
Yeah, you're catching. Let's have a look at our Filthy Foursome table and how that's been affected by our predictions for last week.
You got 6. I'm doing.
You and Alex. You both got one exactly correct.
How am I still
Score.
bottom? I got every score correct.
Yeah.
I get everyone correct this week.
Jay. Compa didn't actually do it. Dickhead forgot, didn't he?
Oh well.
So, shame to him. He messaged me literally today. I was like, shit, forgot to send. I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, I ain't gonna remind you. Snooze or lose, sucker.
It was an easy week for the game, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I kind of. To be fair, if they should have scored their chances they had, West Ham, and mine would have probably come off a bit better. But
Or
I backed a draw
United's
with that,
goal
didn't I?
shouldn't have been counted, and I would have got a correct.
So there is
score,
that.
you know.
There is that. But yeah, a couple of correct results and scores as well. So in terms of how the table's looking for that, you got now Lee and Alex sitting at 27, Josh 26, me 22, Compa 21, Kyle 20, and then Darren and Jay sitting on 19. But it very much can change either way we look at it, boys.
I swear I was bottom like 2 weeks ago.
That's it. You can literally change. You've had a score of 6 this week.
I think I had 4 or 5 last week.
Yeah, so it can change so easily. Let's move on, boys, to the weekend fixtures coming up. I want to move straight into a couple of points that we can talk about, ones that we're very interested in, and then let's also move on to our foursome
You know
predictions.
what? I don't even think I've checked my fantasy football this week.
Oh, mate, it's dead.
Fantasy.
Dead.
Yeah, I know, but I usually always still check it because the captain picks and everything. Like...
Oh, Trent back against Fulham. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I had Mahrez as captain, but on the pod I did say Sterling. So
Yeah.
I think I said De Bruyne.
Yeah, I said Kane.
I think I just went with the main man, Son, even though.
no,
I
I
don't
think
think
you
I
went
did.
Sterling as well. I think you went.
I did
Sterling.
go. Yeah, I did go Sterling because I was like, yeah, I've obviously got him. Easy
But we
game.
also, so if anyone out there needs fantasy tips, hit up
This
VLS.
is the one. This is the one.
This
Obviously, the
is
main
our
interesting
one.
game I'm sure we're all going to be very interested in. It goes without saying. Newcastle,
Southampton,
West Brom. Real big shit game. Man United, Man City. We're all going to be watching, ain't we, boys?
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I was very torn when I saw this on the foursome.
Oh,
I reckon you're the only one who picked.
You definitely went with a bias there, mate. I'm not going to lie.
I think we're doing.
And you are the only one that has
Oh,
gone with that, by the
wow.
way.
Yep, I don't give a shit.
So I was so torn. I sat on the fence.
You are such a biased person.
Is
God.
We've got this, mate. You wait.
We'll list off the foursome now. So we have gone for Wolves versus Villa. Should be an interesting game. Hopefully both
That's
attacking.
tough to call.
Yeah. Man United, Man City,
Easy dub, United.
Everton, Chelsea,
Tough.
and Leicester, Brighton.
It is really tough this week.
They are some tough
Who's
games.
picked what?
Let's have a look now, shall we, boys?
Meow.
Meow. Oh, where's mine gone? Oh, edit issue.
Oh wow, that's actually very surprising.
Just to let you know, I went 2-0 Leicester. Don't know why my things edited
Oh,
that way.
how convenient.
Oh, convenient.
We run through. Well, I'm telling you the noise now. I'm telling you now. So we've gone. In terms of my predictions, I've gone Wolves to win 2-1. I've gone United, Man
Wow,
City.
hold on, you've all gone 2-1 Wolves.
Oh shit, yeah.
And you've all gone draws for Man United.
Yeah.
I've gone United to draw 2-2 with City. I've
You're
gone
not so biased.
Chelsea to beat Everton 2-1, and I went Leicester to win 2-0. Lee.
I went 2-1 Wolves. I was just since Jimenez is out, I weren't too sure what to do. I was torn, so I just thought City should win, but I want United to win to draw. Chelsea 3-0 because Everton are on the down, it feels like, and Leicester 3-1 against Brighton.
Darren.
Yeah, I went a 0-0 Wolves Villa. I think without Jimenez, Wolves just don't have it in them, I don't think, and I think they're still solid defensively, even though they just lost 4-0. But yeah, so 0-0. 1-1 United, Man City. 2-0 Chelsea against Everton, and 2-2 Leicester Brighton.
And Josh.
2-1. I had Villa 2-1, and then I changed it to Wolves, and I was like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna send it in. I'm going Man United 3-2, but then I've just remembered Martial's injured. So it might not have been a good idea. But I have faith.
I'm sure he's banging goals anyway.
This might be your first clean sheet of the week.
Oh, hello.
I think so. And I don't even have faith in it.
I wouldn't.
I mean, I saw it when I saw Josh, and I was like, I'm keeping my players. I'm keeping my Leicester defenders. I went for it as well, and I was like, Josh has backed it. It's like clean sheet. It's his only one. It's got to come in.
Everton 2, Chelsea 2. I was a bit torn on this one as well. Again, I just torn on all of them, and then Leicester, 2-0. But Brighton are a good side. I think, in hindsight, I think Brighton will score, but just.
I didn't like the fact that I was doing it, and then we haven't seen Brighton play. So not that it makes loads of difference, but it obviously does have an effect to see how they've played this week. So I was a bit like, fuck it, let's go for it.
I think Brighton have just played very well. And I think Leicester have slowed down a little bit. They haven't looked quite themselves lately, so I think it'll be a closer game than people think.
Let's quickly, we just to close where we are. Well, not completely, but quickly with captain choices. Don't worry about out there picks. Let's just go straight in who we think is going to be our best captain choice for people. I'll go straight in. It's going to be Liverpool. Salah.
No-brainer. Salah.
Yeah, I was going to say Salah.
No-brainer.
Lee saying Kane.
Just always Kane for me, but...
Nah,
Good, mate. So Salah would be our choices there, boys. Let's move on and chat about UFC, boys. I know, Darren, you've mentioned something that you've seen. Can you just quickly cover that off for us?
Yeah, basically, the UFC are getting rid of 60-plus fighters. Well, this is what Dana White said anyway. One of them being Yoel Romero, who's one of the bigger draws in the UFC, so that was a bit of a surprise. I mean, he is older. He's like 43 now, I think. 44 maybe? 43?
Yeah, he's still like top 5.
I mean, it's ridiculous how he's still doing what he does.
Mental.
He's a freak. But yeah.
Why are they cutting all these fighters though?
I don't know.
No idea.
I think they're making room for a lot of contender series fighters coming in. I think it's got something to do with that. But I know they need heavyweights, so I don't think we're going to get rid of any of them. But
Be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I don't it's good that they're letting them go and not just keeping them locked down to a contract. So they're just terminating the contract, so they're allowed to just go to other avenues to fight wherever else, rather than keeping them locked down to their contract. So it's good that they're doing that and letting them just go and do what they want.
Yeah, but are they buying them out of their contracts?
No, they're just. I don't know, to be honest. Honestly, I don't know.
Do you think a lot of it might have been? A lot of them might have been affected by, obviously current affairs with COVID, stuff like that. Obviously not being able to have certain fights, losing revenue wherever, but not being able to get loads of fans and stuff in. Maybe they just can't sit there to afford all these contracted fighters. I don't know.
Fight though, do they? So realistically, they're not paying wages until they put in.
Yeah,
and they must make more money pay-per-view than they do off the door revenue.
Oh, 100% they do. Yeah,
true.
But...
Got some big fight news though, haven't we? Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather.
Oh my god! Do you know what though? I'm all about it. I don't mind it, but as long as they make the big fights that are out there still, like Errol Spence and Crawford, they need to make that fight.
Oh, that needs to happen. It's such a good fight.
I do just honestly think because there's such a big draw on this fucking monkey fight, they're just fucking throwing a fight together because they know it'll get views. That they can then stack the undercard with really good fights.
Yeah, maybe they'll do that.
Sell loads.
Apparently, it's just going to be an exhibition now. I reckon that's because they couldn't get it sanctioned.
Probably.
It's just not. It's not possible to get that sanctioned. Sure.
It might be like Tyson Jones a little bit.
Maybe it'll be similar to that.
Yeah.
But no, I don't mind it. Logan's just gonna get his head kicked in, but other than that, I like Logan Paul.
Yeah, I think Logan's probably just there like, fuck, I'm going to get slapped up, but I'm going to then I can spend it all on stupid videos.
Yeah.
I wonder if Logan's going to say, my fist is bigger than his head.
I hope he does. I much prefer him to Jake. I fucking hate Jake Paul, mate. He's a little
But
swerve.
Jake would go in there with the mindset like, I'm better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
Logan
knows.
the amount of clout I'm going to get off this is nuts.
Yeah. In terms of other areas, boys, gaming side of things, still none of us able to get a PS5. Keep trying.
Well, Alex has one coming tomorrow.
Well, Alex does, yeah, which is a bit surprising. Through
I told you
Curry's.
that. It's just too much effort for Curry's to refund everyone and relaunch it. They'll just let the storm die down a bit, and then they'll just let all the people that got them have them.
Yeah, it's a bit mental. I feel like I should have maybe gone on there to get it, but
well, like, I
It's
could
what
have
it
done
is.
the loop, but it's just bollocks, isn't it?
yeah.
Shouldn't be a loop.
Nah, that's it. Obviously, other areas of it, we've got our VPG games going on tonight as well. Well, you'd have missed those, but games going on Tuesday night and Thursday. Those listening to the pod, if you're interested in pro clubs, like watching it, come get involved with the stream. Loads of banter goes on. I'll do some edited clips coming up soon as well, where you get to see me doing press ups and me doing quite often. So yeah, it's some good laughs. If you want that, go and have a look. Twitch.tv/VLS023. We have some fun, don't we, boys? It's a bit better.
Jokes.
That was fucking funny.
I'm really looking forward to the next Among Us as well. So
Yeah, I need
same.
to
Wow.
get an idea of when we can schedule it.
I was talking
Obviously,
to
because I've been
Callum.
streaming a lot more with these VPG games and stuff, so it's trying to find where we can either do it afterwards, but at the same time, I've got to kind of feed it into where I've got with Sam and Little Gas. But we get some games in, 100%.
Decent.
100%. Boys, that pretty much covers off there. Unless anyone else has anything else to discuss.
Nah.
Dubs tonight.
Formula One was quite eventful. The young lad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I spoke to a couple of guys. One of them, which has been listening to the pod, he's massively into this Formula One, and he couldn't believe it, mate. He thought it was an absolute fucking disgrace.
He should have won.
Yeah, but they fucked him over.
They fucked him over. They gave him the wrong tyres.
They gave him no, he gave him the same tyres. So he was saying basically, I don't. What's his name? I don't know who the driver's name was.
Was it Williams?
I don't know. It was whoever was covering for Hamilton.
Basically. Oh, wasn't he? He was a
Who's
young
the other driver? The that actually drives.
Bottas.
Yeah, so he come into pit. He pitted first, and they gave him like the new tyres, but they didn't set up for this other driver. Basically, they had the old tyres still sitting there from that driver's when he literally just come back, right? So then they went to go and put those tyres on. They were like, shit, these aren't the new ones. These are the ones that we've just taken off. They'd already taken off his tyres. They literally just had to put his tyres back on. And they were like, you've got to go back out on your same tyres. And then he went back round, and then he pitted again to then change his tyres. And at that point, it was fucked, mate.
And then he got...
For him to do like so well though in Hamilton's car, like what is it? I'm a firm believer, like there's never been a bigger gap than there is now from Hamilton's car to the rest of the field. What does it say that a rookie can come in and should have won a race like in his car? I just think it's madness.
It is.
Or maybe
It's
he's a
mad.
driver.
This kid is fucking supposed to be shit on.
Yeah, but
you can
he's
that.
clearly he's gone out in the best car. Like yes, he can be good, but there's no way he's better than like
he's not the
95%
best in
of
the
the
world.
field. No.
No, but there's a reason he's in their academy. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I can't sit there and tell you I know enough about it to know the difference in cars. Yes, I know there's a difference, but I can't sit here and pretend to believe that it is all of that, or it's not, or it is
significant.
Yeah, difference in the Mercedes to anything else is massive.
Yeah, very significant.
Well, boys,
it's like a similar gap to me and you lot in FIFA.
As in you're the bad one and we're the good ones. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Sure, mate.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Boys,
Steve, mate, we don't even know your position still, so don't start.
I'm the best. I'm the best striker. Your words.
No. Well,
thank you.
That's only because you can't play anywhere else.
Thank you. I can play everywhere.
He's got you there, Darren.
is that your words in a little smirk?
See, I'm never going to say anything nice about you again.
You never normally do, mate. I'm normally called everything else other than nice things, mate.
You're a piece of shit.
Exactly. Mate. That's what it normally is. Boys, this has been episode 14 of That VLS Podcast. Until next time, we will see you then.
Steven's a piece of shit.
You're all pieces of shit.